Hello, I'm Wired. My bed is not made, obviously, but I wanted to show you guys Nurse Spirit replay commentary today, because I think we can learn a lot from this particular game. It's about coming back from a tough early start, and I know that a lot of you in your games probably give up at the very start of the game. And I say that I know that because everybody does that. It's Dota, right? If you go 10 kills behind in the start of the game, you start to give up and you GG out and you give up on hope and just, whatever. So I want to show you a game where maybe we didn't go 10 kills behind, but I know that we started to lose a lot of towers. They took like a 14 or something like that minute tier 2 tower, and that really scared me. And just in general, a lot of this game was like looking as if it were just going to be a big snowball game against our team, and we would lose it. And I know that I just said that I was really scared. But honestly, that tier 2 tower play was the only thing that scared me the entire game. Everything from the start of this game, minute 1 from the countdown phase, I was very confident about this game. And I'll tell you exactly why. So, we skip through this. First pick Earth Spirit, second pick Venge. This is solo all pick, so I don't know anybody on my team. And then also, since it's all pick, it's not like some crazy captain's draft thing. So the typical thing that you do is you first pick your supports and last pick your cores. And that's exactly what we did. So already I'm very, very confident. I'm like, was this like a 50-100 average game or something like that? I've dropped a lot of MMR, so I wouldn't be surprised if I was the lowest MMR player in this entire game. And I think it was this TA was like 5800, so this was like a 51 to 5200 average game. But things look very standard so far. We've got supports first pick. Their supports are going to be these guys. They're a very typical thing. We third picked our hard carry. That's kind of I'll say uncommon. Typically it's you first pick your 5, but because I play Earth Spirit and I play him usually as a 5 because the person that's going to play 4 doesn't actually know how to play 4. The person that's going to play 5 doesn't know how to play 5, and they end up playing 4 because they never buy any smokes and they never buy any sentries. They just buy wards, so I'm like, okay, I guess I got to play 5 this game. And so that's why I just first pick Earth Spirit. Also, he's overpowered. Also, he's my most comfortable hero in the entire game, so I don't mind picking him first. And then we got a Venge pick. He probably would have picked first. And this guy was actually like a very good... Well, I'm going to say he was a 7 out of 10, position 5. But he's a 10 out of 10 in my book because he actually played position 5 like you should do it. So I was very happy about this Venge. Even if her play wasn't 100% on top of things, she did a very good job, and I'm very happy for her. So if you're watching the replay Venge, you get my MVP award. You and then maybe this TA. I'm not sure. I don't know. Actually, not this TA. It can't be the TA, and we'll talk about that too. So go to player perspective. We go to me. If you notice, click the Venge. She bought every support item imaginable. She bought wards, one of them. Look, Tango's 2 wards, smoke, clarity. She gave 2 wards to the mid. She bought another ward. She gave it to, she gave 2 Tangos to the mid. She bought a ward and gave it to the Doom. She left me with 1 ward to buy. She left me to buy 1 ward and anything else I wanted. So I bought another smoke because smoke is OP. Tango's 2 clarities because I'm going to be roaming with her because we're both great roam supports. And after we kill this Beastmaster, which I know we can kill this Beastmaster, we should be able to leave the Spectre alone for a few minutes. That's all I want to do. In this lane, what I'm trying to accomplish is establish a very semi-solid early laning phase for the Spectre. I'm not even I'm Earth Spirit, okay? I'm not going to be a lane bitch support. That's not what I do. That's not what I'm about. I'm about roaming and creating space. So sorry, Spectre, I'm going to leave you alone. But it's totally fine. It kind of works out, and we'll talk about that. It kind of works out, and then it kind of doesn't. We'll talk about why it does and does not work out. But plan-wise, here's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, okay, easy game. This Venge is a godsend. She actually knows how to play the role that she's going to play. And from this, pause the game, I thought we were going to win this game right now. That's how confident I was of just finding one other not completely brain-dead teammate. So we'll keep going. And so mostly standard stuff. I actually want to check something if I can real quick. This is me cheating. Did he get a ward done? He actually did, and this is a clever ward, and we'll talk about this ward for a second. So this ward caught us, I don't know if it caught us completely off guard. The Venge thought that he warded. I was thinking in my mind, I was like, there's no way this Venge is going to miss it. She places the ward right here, which is a decent spot to place. You can't hold alt for some reason, can you? You can. So this isn't like the worst ward in the world. If you place this ward and you have like 2 other places to guess because it covers this much, and you could place another sentry like over here on the ground and catch this ward. We actually just barely. Come on, Valve. We actually don't see this ward, and I'm kind of I'm kind of perturbed that we don't see this ward. This is like, I mean, come on, right? But whatever. We don't see the ward, but the lane is blocked. And so it kind of pisses me off a little bit. So this camp is blocked, and I can't actually remember how he blocked. So she places her other sentry, and we can't find it. And I swear to God, this is some bullshit, you know? But anyways, this is what I'm sorry, we can back up a little bit. I want to know how he blocked this camp too. Okay, so he also bought sentries, and this was kind of clever. I used to do this when I played offlane. When I played offlane or Spirit, this is what I would do, is I'd start wards and sentries, and I think he got pulled one of the sentries from his supports to get that sentry down, but nonetheless, this is kind of clever. So he's got a good block on both of our camps, so we can't ever pull against him, but that doesn't necessarily matter too much, and we'll talk about why that is. So, anyways, we get to the lane, and already I'm thinking, all right, Venge, you start stun, I start roll. I'm like, oh shit, we can't we can't stack and pull this camp, but it doesn't matter. You start your stun, I'll start my roll, and this is easy kills because Spectre's got a slow. And we roll on him. We roll on him, and I've got Orb of Venom. By the way, I forgot to mention that this is the 1 out of like 100 games that I've played in recent memory that I actually got to start Orb of Venom. I think we could have killed him. I think Spectre got a little bit too hasty to retreat there. I have Orb of Venom, so he's constantly getting slowed. She probably didn't realize that, but she had her Ghost Dagger on him, so she had every reason to just keep chasing and phase through us and get some auto attacks on. But whatever. Then also the Oracle counters that word. So already, sucks that we placed sentries and didn't find their word, but they found our word. But who cares? Who cares? I'm not sitting here to pull. And the Venge isn't either. We are two great roaming supports. We're also Venge is a pretty good lane support, I would argue. Venge is just like a Swiss Army knife. She's just good at doing everything. She's good at. It's one of the reasons why she's like the most picked hero, I think, almost in competitive. She's not really overpowered. She's just so good at everything, And other heroes aren't good at everything, so she just gets picked a lot because she's good at everything. But she's not like amazing at any one thing in particular. So I ate through here because I thought, okay, he warded that camp. There's no way he warded this camp. But when I stand corrected, they have both camps warded, as I talked about, and so that was a waste of a tango. So I was like, I'm thinking like, what the fuck? This is some new meta shit. But whatever. And so here I'm like, dude, we gotta kill, man. This is 100%. Hit the roll, hit him with autos to slow him with Orb of Venom. Also trying to get some block off, but the boar slowed me down. It doesn't matter, obviously. We just get some right clicks in there. And I actually want to check the Spectre skill build for a second. Yeah. Okay, good shit. So everything is in order so far, and that was, a few minutes too late. I think we should have done that earlier. I think, as I told you earlier, I think we could have killed that Beastmaster earlier, but didn't happen, so it happened now. Who cares? Now we're going to smoke, and we're going to do what we do best, which is roam. We created the space that we need to do for that Beastmaster. He's probably scared to the dickens of us, although he did just respawn, so he's got full mana and full health, so maybe he's not too scared. But, we created space, essentially, for our own safe lane, So here I go, roll in, get an auto attack. She does her little evasion thing, so I just stun her for 0.75 seconds. Venge walks in, gets the stun kill, and the TA was in range there to get the assist gold and the EXP. And also, obviously, that denies Wind Ranger 13 seconds of farming and getting EXP. So just go, just walk mid and win lane for mid too. Nothing too big, nothing too serious. You just do what you do as our Spirit. This is how you do it. And then I'm trying to decide where to go now. This is like where I got decisions to make. That Venge got a little bit too low because she had to walk through the tower because she's not overpowered like I am. She can't just roll onto people from 1,000 distance away or 16 or 1,200 distance or whatever it is. So she has to go back to base. And so I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, Venge, if you TP bottom, I think we can kill him. And she does. And I'm like, okay, hold up for like 10 seconds because I've got mana and 15 mana. And then I think she pops a Clarity on me, which is a huge mistake. No, she doesn't. She gets spotted out by the Spore, though, which is unfortunate. She finds a haste rune. And so this is an interesting thing that we do here. Like, I was thinking, okay, we got options here, but let's just kill the boar, because he's probably after him scouting out that haste rune with his own boar, I bet he's hugging the tower, so we just kill that boar. But maybe, depending on the situation, I wonder what he did instead. Oh, this could have been a kill. This is my mistake. So she scouts, and she's probably thinking in her mind, she's like, I'm running at that fucking Beastmaster. Oh, damn. Okay, that was a mistake by me. I assumed that he'd scout that rune out and already be at his tower, but he wasn't, so that was a mistake by me. We could have gotten a kill there. Venge had the right idea. She was running at that Beastmaster with the haste rune, thinking, oh, I'm going to chase him down before he gets to his tower. And I was like, there's no way he's not at his tower. I thought my enemies were too good, but they weren't. And then here's where not big mistake, but it's a relatively sizable mistake. She pops a clarity on me. I have enough mana to do everything I need to do. I already had 150 mana, and that's all I need for my combo. Also, I'm almost level 3, and that would really help this gank if I was level 3, I think. So I should have told her, hey, like, don't pop a clarity on me. Let me just sit here for 2 more creeps so I can get level 3, and then we'll go gank. But we don't, so this, we'll see what happens. Come in here, get the stun. She gets her stun. I TP once, and now it's looking bad. Now then TP again, and I'm like, alright, this is bad. We're getting out. Just let Venge die. And now we're going to pause. Listen. That gank did not go as nearly as bad as you think. If we're going to stop right here... Whoops. Okay, I'm taking screenshots, I guess. Herp to dirt. Close this. We don't care. Let's stop. 2 people TP'd. That's 150 gold right there. That is also space created in lanes that they TP'd in. Right? That is the Beastmaster, so Spectre got even more space made. And now there's some pressure off that Doom. Also, the Venge is the only person that needed to die here, and I think she is the only person that does die here. So that's 179 gold, which sucks, and some EXP to that Wind Ranger. But if you check the net worth, some of you 2K players might be like, okay, that Wind Ranger's fed right now. Well, not really. My TA is still kicking her ass. And EXP, that's another important thing. She's, kicking the crap out of her. Okay, this is not... Can we check levels? Let's check hero levels, yeah. They're both level 6. That is not the end of the world. And some of you guys that might make a gank like that happen might instantly start flaming your... Like, oh, Venge, why didn't you go in? Oh, you fucked up, you tanked the tower. Like, don't do that, okay? That was not a big deal at all. I'd say that was pretty much an even trade. They took a life, we took space on the map, and we also took TPs, which is money. It's not a big deal, okay, guys? Please. Okay, anyways, so let's explain this. I'm looking over here, and I'm bottom, so I'm thinking in my mind, man, I'm in the wrong place right now. I shouldn't have gone back bottom. Mid was the place to stay, because Doom is getting some levels, and, I mean, he's not level 6 yet, but, like, kills like that happen, I think I should be at them. So that's what I was thinking right now. I was like, I went back bottom, but I think my movements were too obvious. Whether or not they had wards, like, to scout out that I was going bottom, I still think that it was pretty obvious from any sort of logical standpoint that I would go bottom. Like, it just seems most logical to me. So I see this, alright, I see this chick, she lands a shackle, and just in general I'm like, okay, we gotta go. Like, it's time. Like, you're overextended. Then I missed the roll, and that sucks. Sucks that I missed that roll. Could have done her more damage off on this Wind Ranger. And then just overall I was like, okay, now we back because the Pugna showed up, and then that's not what happened, and then we both die, and I don't get the kill, and that thing doesn't get the kill. It's just super sad. Overall, that was a very sad trade. I was talking to you guys earlier about how that TP rotation, or that twin TP rotation on mid to kill that Venge wasn't worth it for them, or it was even worth it for them. That kill that they got, because the Pugna rotated, and just in general because we were kind of low, that was obviously worth it. That was something that sucks. And then also the Doom died top, that also sucks. But that was irrelevant to the gank mid. The gank mid, we kind of screwed it up, and then also they played that well, and so overall that was not an even trade. But whether we're ahead right now, you could say, oh, 3-4. You're not at 3-5 now. Obviously, your team isn't ahead. You could say what you want about that. I'm not too concerned if we're ahead or not. In fact, it would only make sense if we're behind right now. We have two pretty greedy picks. Okay, Spectre and TA on the same team is generally a greedy lineup because you're asking for a mid that's just going to stack Ancients and farm, probably with very little kill pressure, unless it's against something like an Ember Spirit. And then you're asking for a Spectre, who I don't need to tell you guys how she's a greedy pick, but she just is, so I'm going to say it. We have some greedy picks is what I'm trying to say, and I expect to lose this mid game. By the way, this is a mistake on my part. I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, the Doom's walking back so we can get a kill on this Jug, but this is, I should just go out there and last hit that and take some damage off that tower. Like, that tower it probably lost an extra 200 HP because I just sat there thinking, oh man, I'll just be all stealth-like and we'll get a kill on this Jug. But this Jug isn't, like, he's not a total idiot. Like, he knows that, hey, I just killed that Doom, and I'm pushing a lone tower, and he's almost up again. He could very easily TP or somebody. It would only make sense at this point in time for him for the Doom to come back and for somebody to rotate and try to get a counter kill and capitalize on their overconfidence. And small mistakes here that actually end up adding up huge. And we'll talk about a small mistake that I make later on as well that actually ends up being pretty huge too. The Venge is up here too. At this point in my mind, I'm thinking in my mind, even though this may not look terrible to some of you players that are like I said, 2 to 3K players who are just like, oh, you guys are trying to get a gank off on their safe lane. This is terrible. This is not the mistake that I was going to tell you guys about, but I'm just telling you right now, our positioning is god-awful. We can't kill this lane. Like, they are they're very easily aware of a presence. I don't know if it's because they have wards or something like that, but yeah, look at that ward. That's a beautiful, this ward is beautiful. This is great job, enemy team. You guys deserve a commendation for that. They see the crap out of us, and I knew that. The whole time, I'm just sitting there like even when I stood where I was earlier to leech the EXP at this tower right over here. Remember when I was right there and I told you that was a mistake? I was like, something's fishy. Like, they know something's up. I'm not doing what I need to do. And lo and behold, they had a ward there. So our positioning was god-awful there. We sent 3 top. Well, we sent 2 top, and then the offlaner was up there because the offlaner... We need somebody up there to hold that tower a little bit. So we have 2 hero resources because every movement that you make is essentially a resource around the map. We sent 2 people top when we definitely did not need to have 2 people up there, and it's because we couldn't create any pressure. And so then immediately once we left, they knew that we had left because the ward they had. Overall, they had great ward positioning there, and it really, really punished us. And actually, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to check their team more often to know where their wards are, because they had some pretty elusive wards this game. Up until the mid game, they had really good ward coverage, and I was very much amazed by that. So let me check the dire vision here, and yeah, so their ward vision, I knew that they had a ward here. I did not know about this ward. I didn't even think that they had a ward there, honestly. It just seemed like they had really good game sense. We'll talk about this kill in a second, and of course they have Hawks and stuff because Beastmaster. Alright, so yeah, they played pretty well. This is, like, just as much as this is good for you guys, this is also good for me because I get to check my replays and get to go over my own game mistakes. So what's the hotkey for? There we go, the Radiant Vision. So then Venge and I go mid, we don't accomplish anything. And actually I'm going to talk about this too because this is a mistake. We smoke and we go mid. And I was like, at this point I was like, this is also probably a mistake. Like, this Wind Ranger's not here, we're just waiting for somebody to show up to kill them. Then she pops smoke, and at this point I was thinking, bot. I was like, bot. You know, and then top died. But I was just in my mind, I was like I'm like, I am so scared for this Spectre's life. And then I check bot, I TP, but she's already dead. That's like, I want to make like a Disney movie analogy. That's like, if you guys have ever seen Sleeping Beauty, that's like when the 3 fairies knew that Maleficent was trying to pin the finger on the wheel, on the spinning wheel of what's the Aurora's name, or whatever, Aurora. Let me make this analogy because you guys just cringed hard. That was like that whole 30-minute interval of the movie where like Aurora's hypnotized and she's like walking up that dark staircase. I want to look it up. I'm gonna look up the video right now real quick. This is gonna look so cheesy in the VOD, but this is what adds that little flavor to my VODs. Sleeping Beauty, Aurora spinning wheel. Frick. I'm gonna get a bad video, aren't I? Yeah, okay. Alright, I have nightmares about this crap too. This right here. Holy crap, I'm gonna get so scared. I'm gonna get scared. Oh, I can't watch this. I actually genuinely have nightmares of this. Holy crap. This is what this was like, though. Watch, you're gonna see your eyes. Look at those. Holy crap, those eyes, dude. I'm so scared right now, you don't even know. But this was what I was thinking in my mind. At this 10 seconds ago. That's how scared I was of my bot lane. Once I knew that the Wind Ranger wasn't mid and the gank wasn't going to happen, at this moment in time I was like, frick, dude, my Spectre. And then this is actually what ended up happening. So this is my Spectre right here. She's getting lured into the farm. She's like, oh man, I gotta get that farm. And then this is us. This is us. Watch. The three fairies. Where is it? Here. This is us. This is Wind Ranger, this is me, I'm a fat tubby Earth Spirit, and this is my Venge, and we're just sitting here like, oh darn it, we can't do anything, and there they go. Oh man. Okay.
Touch the spindle. Touch it,
Don't do it, Spectre. No, Spectre. Whoops.
You
And that's the Beastmaster.
poor simple fools. Thinking you could defeat me.
We can't defeat you, Beastmaster. There it is, guys. That's seriously, literally, that is what I get. That's how emotional I get in my Dota games. Alright, anyways, I'm sorry, we won't do that anymore. So then I come bottom, and then I'm like, oh man, we're simple fools. But then I start farming, and then the Beastmaster shows up, and this is where the Maleficent goes into her dragon form, and we kill her because we have the Sword of Truth or whatever the frick. With help from friendship and my vengeful spirit, we kill her. We don't even need this TP from Doom, but, you know, whatever. I guess the more the merrier. Actually, that's a bad TP. Okay, actually, that's a really bad TP, and we can talk about that. So let's go to free camera. That's a bad TP because now they're going to take this tier 2. If Doom was still here and we had a TP rotation from our TA, this is where I got extra scared of this game. I knew we were going to win this game the entire time because of how dedicated we were to like the cause of like, you know, playing support. Like this Venge gave me a huge confidence surge with her amount of supporting. But this right here, the fact that they're going to get this tier 2 at 10 minutes and 30 seconds in the game really scared me. Because I was like, God, they just got so much map space. If they can take this tower, they just got so much space created. On a team, like, they're not extra good at picking, but Windranger with a Blink Dagger, you know, or Beastmaster Hawks is all they need to just own the map. So this entire map space right here that should be ours is no longer ours because we lost that tier 2. And I was super scared. So now I'm thinking, okay, listen, the only chance we got is this stack right here. Okay, we're going to farm this stack, get TA her Deso, and look for picks, right? And that's what we got to do. It's going to be rough because they're going to own the map right now because they've got Beastmaster, they've got that tier 2 down, like they've got a lot of strength right now on their team, but we can still do it. I'm like, man, this is going to be really, really hard. And so I try to put that plan into motion. I'm like, okay, TA, you farm your stack, I'll look after you, we'll get the safetiness going here. We got the buddy system, we're practicing it. It's also going to give me some EXP, which is 6, so I can get my level 6. And then this Windranger shows up, and for whatever reason I thought, okay, this is a kill. Of course this Windranger isn't going to show up by herself, right? Do the free camera. She's not showing up by herself. We need to go to the fog. Fog for both teams. She's got her Pugna on the way. Also, she hits a shackle on me, which sucks. Nukes me down. I get a stun off, but then I got to back up. And just in general, like, maybe TA could have gone in on something there, but, like, just in general, this was kind of scary. I mean, I don't know. In my mind, I saw an opportunity, but looking back at it, that was something that maybe we shouldn't have tried to contest as much as we did. But, like, now Windranger doesn't have her ulti, so I do think that we should go in and try to fight for this stack. And I think we do. Yep, overall, this is good. So we get the Pugna. I don't think we get this Windranger here, do we? No. There's no way we get this Windranger. Let's go to my camera, because I'm alive again and I'm at this fight. Yeah. I'm walking, but I'm looking. And then I'm like, no, this isn't happening. The Doom's getting chased by the Jug. I'm looking here mid now. Alright, now that I'm here, I think I try to hit a stun. I get a ward down. Okay. Alright, never mind. I take back everything. Yeah, at this point I'm just like, alright, time to get some sentries and take over the take back what was originally ours. What I mean by that is they have all this vision on the top side of the map because they got that tier 2 down that I was thinking in my mind. I was like, we got to take back what's rightfully ours. So I'm going to get some sentries. We're going to use the flying courier. I was thinking in my mind I might even get a quelling blade so I can chop high ground vision, like wards and stuff, because we just can't let them take over our map. That's the most important thing here. It's really easy when a Beastmaster's in the game and they take a tier 2 at 10 minutes in. It's really easy to just lose all map control and get ganked every 2 seconds that you step outside of the base. But I'm not going to let that happen this game. So I'm getting sentries. And so we're chilling. Spectre's dying solo. This happens like 3 times, by the way. Oh, did she not die? She didn't die. But she gets close. I remember the TA was pinging her right here because the TA was mad that she gets caught out a few times. And I don't die here, but like I get scared, so we lose that tower. A little bit. This is kind of like what their draft is. Okay? Windranger, pause. Windranger, Pugna, Jug, and Beastmaster are all heroes that lend themselves quite well to a push, right? Whether it's Beastmaster summons with Necro, Jug healing ward, Windranger focus fire, or Pugna, what's it called, Nether Blast, all of these heroes lend themselves quite well to an early game push. And just in general, you're going to run into problems if you have to face this kind of lineup and you don't respond to it accordingly. In this game, we kind of did. We just played solidly, but overall we could have even handled this game a little bit better. We did pick fights when we needed to, though, and that was overall a good play by us, I'd say. And we'll talk about that. So, like, right there, like, we picked a decent fight. We picked off their Pugna. We got them off our tower. I think they overextended, but even if they hadn't overextended, overall that play was good. I'd say we are definitely behind. We're 4 kills behind. You know, we're not 10 kills behind, but we are behind. But we're starting to make a comeback. And like I said, as long as we just farm, and don't lose towers, we're gonna be able to get back into this game. That was really bad play by the Spectre and the Doom, mostly the Doom there. I think the Doom took a little bit too much Blade Fury damage. We'll see when I look up there. I'm looking at this fight and I'm thinking, all right, back off right now, and he doesn't. He stuns when the guy's Blade Fury, and they just both start right-clicking him when he's sitting there doing that thing. And I'm like, okay, obviously he's just gonna ulti both of you guys, and he does, and then they both die. So that's what sucks right there. That whole situation was just bad. But whatever, you know, let's just make the Juggernaut fed. I don't know. We go in, we don't even kill this guy, and at this point I was thinking, God, we're gonna lose this game. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't thinking that, but this was scary because we don't get anything out of this whole entire little engagement. I tried to do some cutesy plays here, but it doesn't make any difference. That was really scary because that Jug just got basically he got 3, I think, kills, and then somebody else got a kill. Basically, I mean, you may as well just say that Jug just got 4 kills and like 1,000 net worth to his name because like that was a really bad engagement by all of us. You know, he took the Doom and the Spectre out, and then we came top, Vench and I, and then he basically took both of us out. So that was really bad overall. But you'll see, again, we're just going to stay level-headed, right? They're 6 kills ahead, and they've got all the map vision in the world. In fact, let's do an update on that. Let's check their vision. Yeah, see, look, they've got wards up here. And this is why I bought sentries, by the way. I placed a sentry there, and then I, you know, roll up here and I counter ward it. That's what I was trying to do, like, these last 5 minutes, but it was just kind of difficult to do that because, you know, poor support life, don't got any monies. And also you're a melee support, so you can't hit things on the high ground. You gotta roll up there. But yeah, so their vision's pretty solid, except we are trying to deny what we can. I don't really want to talk about too much about my item progression. You know, got a stick, got an Orb of Venom, got Arcane Boots. This is very basic supporting stuff. You know, I'm position 4 though, so I was able to get these items in a timely manner, but I shouldn't need to tell you guys that you should, generally speaking, try to get Orb of Venom in your games if you feel like you can be aggressive, or if you're going to roam, and you should be roaming pretty much all the time. This was kind of a, you know, we'll talk about this. So alright, back up. I placed a sentry here because I thought either they have a hawk or a ward up here. I was right, I roll, I kill it, and then I roll on the bottom. So I'm safe. And now this is where it gets kind of iffy. Is the TA jumps in, starts killing this guy, gets roared, but I'm thinking it's all good, don't worry, we're going to come in, I guess. Okay, she gets swapped now by the Vench, and I get the ulti off, but this one renders tanky. Kills the TA, now we have basically no damage. Also, it's against an Oracle, so he can just purge this bullcrap off. This is why I hate Oracle against Earth Spirit. I get the silence off, that was sick memes. I'm going to pop my stick here. He gets his ulti off on himself, so he's going to live. Pop my stick, so I've got enough mana and shit, but it doesn't make any difference. They just right-click me down because they got vision. Now I'm thinking, that's 3 of us, and they're gonna take that ward back. This is bad news again. Like what little momentum that we gained from earlier. I mean, we are officially 10 kills behind. Disaster. But I'm still holding a level head because I know we can still win this game. So. We see them, they make a Roche movement. They've got a pretty good team for it. Generally speaking, if you got a lot of summoned units and you're a good push team, you're probably a good Roche team. So they take Roche. But I make the call, I'm like, guys, listen, like, we're all up. We got smoke, we got ultis, except for Doom. In fact, what cooldown is Doom on? 40. We're not going to have Doom this fight, but we'll be able to pick off their stragglers, because after Roche, some of them are going to be low, probably even on mana. We just saw that Wind Ranger focus fire. I don't even think she has Ags. Never mind. She does have X, so she has her ulti. They got their shit, but they don't have all their shit, right? They don't have Oracle ulti, they don't have Jug ulti. Like, this is a good time to fight. And we didn't necessarily maybe know that they didn't have all of those ultis, but it's pretty obvious after that fight that we just took that Oracle wasn't going to have his ulti. And also, I'd say it's pretty obvious that if they just took Roche, their resources are going to be low. And so we go in. We got smoke. We got element of surprise here. Spectre's going to haunt in. All of us are here. There's their courier. I don't care about their courier, though. I care about their lives. Get a 2-man silence. Basically, Silencer doesn't need to exist as a hero because I am Silencer. This guy walks into my... I ulti him, and then he walks into my stone, propagates my Ebola off to the Oracle. We kill the Jug. This is a great fight. 100% 10 out of 10. It's just Juggernaut is reviving Pugnet and Beastmaster, and it doesn't make any difference about any of those heroes because we just burst them down. Then the roar comes off, and I'm like, okay, time to kill this kid. And we kill him, gets swapped by the Venge. I've got a stone up in 1. I'm like, I don't even need to use a stone here. Also, I need to be conservative because I only have 1 stone left. Call me a real estatist. Or an economist. Call me an economist. Kill that Necro minion. 150 gold for you, Doom. And so yeah, that was like the game-winning fight right there. Like we just came back. The net worth swings are insane. Let's show the fight. Ah, come on. Look at that gold swing. Look at that EXP swing. Several people, including myself, I think I gained like 2 or 3 levels from that fight. That was huge, huge fight for us. We just, I mean, like I said, that was the game-winning fight, most definitely. The TA did a lot of damage there. Good job, TA. So. She played well. She was just kind of an ass. That's what I didn't like about her. She was all too quick to give up, and it's never a fun player to play with. But this is why I'm showing you guys this replay, because this is how you come back from a bleak situation. Net worth, yeah. Let's do that. So Jug's still on the top, but you know, it's not all bad. Doom, let's do a quick look at him. He's got a good build going here. He's going for mech. I don't necessarily mind that after drum. Let me know if you guys want to see a Doom guide, because I have been playing a lot of Doom recently. I think he's a really good hero this patch. Very underrated. Very stealth-like in the meta, in the sense that not a whole lot of people know about his strengths. At least in pubs. So if you guys are looking for like a Doom guide or something, you guys let me know, because I could talk about this hero for days. But we're not talking about Doom, we're talking about our strength. So we get a pick on this guy. This is sick. I like this. I just in general, I like taking back what's ours rightfully. You know, they're on our side of the map. This is our side. Stay away. It's going to make them scared. Plop a sentry. Use the courier. Get that ward kill for the Venge. Taking their ward vision. Taking their support's lives. That's great stuff. Then we're like, okay, time to take objectives. We go top. We take top. We take top. There we go. And we're like, hey, dude, fuck it, right? I've got Mach, which is Medallion of Courage. TA is invincible right now. Let's fight another fight, because we have everything Bahant. So that's what we're going to go and do. TA's going to pick up, I think that's an Invis rune. Yep. And we're just like, you know, we're full, dude. Let's go push a tower, or like go look for a pick or something. I think that's what we say. We've got everything right now. I don't see why we don't take a fight right now. They don't have Roche or anything like that. They're a pushing team, they're not necessarily a team fighting team. Oh yeah, this is great. The Wind Ranger's doing Wind Ranger things, but then the Venge lives with like 2 HP, and then we kill the Wind Ranger. I mean, killing her right there, yeah, that's 400 gold. Even if it's for me, it's like still a bunch of gold, because that's a core. Although she's not really looking too hot right now. Well, she's 10k net worth. Actually, I take that back entirely. Like, yeah, you're killing a core. That's a lot of gold that we just took in swing. Also, her levels. I think she's like level 15 or 14. 14. You know, some of our supports, like I'm level 11 now. I bet I was level 10 before that kill. Like it's always nice to kill people like that. We come in, we doom this guy. This is huge. Look at this guy. 1500 net worth. Watch us kill this guy. Watch the net worth jumps. Oh my god, he jumped from like 15 to 14. This TA just got like 1,000 gold or something crazy like that. Yeah, look. 12-9. Okay. She got almost 13,000. Watch her jump from, yeah, just boom up to like it's insane. And this, I guess the Spectre got the kill. Actually, we should look at her net worth. She jumps up a whole 600, like it says right there. It's insane. The net worth bumps were quite real. It propelled the Spectre, who was our, I mean, TA's a good core, but she's not like a good position 1, I would say. She's got problems when you're trying to run her as a position 1. You got to end the game pretty soon. Otherwise, she just doesn't have, she's like the fragility behind TA, and like the way that she functions with Psyblades. Like, she does a lot of damage, and she's a scary hero at all stages of the game, but she's not like a Spectre or like a Jug who just like constantly smacks people, you know? TA's got to work within her cooldowns, you know? So, I mean, don't get me wrong though, I love having a TA mid. TA is one of my favorite heroes to play with because she opens up a lot of items for me to buy. Mach is great with TA. The only thing that I don't like is that Veil isn't that good with her, but like Mach is good, Mech is of course good. There's so many good items to just be like, hey, I have a TA, time to buff her up. So I do like playing with a TA. I'm just saying that like, she runs into problems when it comes to war. So we smoke up, we take a good fight, I kill that ward. You could argue that was a mistake, but because maybe it revealed the smoke, but they were going on him anyways, so I thought, you know, why not make sure that this ward dies before I forget about it. Kind of maybe a minor mistake, I'd say. And we do this thing. And we do the whole, hey, let's fight through backdoor protection kind of kappa. Just kidding. We take that tower. At this point, I'm thinking, yeah, fuck yeah, dude, we really turned this game around. It's 2020, but I'd say we are definitely ahead. Their jug is like super high net worth, but under the jug, we have our 3 cores. We have, in this order, we have position 2, position 3, position 1. Unfortunately, you know, our position 1's not doing the hottest, but at this point, I don't think it even matters that he's not like that. I don't think it matters that he, of all of our cores, is the least farm. Actually, just passed over the Doom. Like, I don't think that matters at all because the TA is still very powerful right now at 30 minutes in the game. She's still like one-shotting supports with Meld, especially if I solar crest them. And just in general, she's a very strong hero. Also, because this is technically an Earth Spirit commentary, even though I'm talking about a lot of like game mechanics and stuff like that, I'm gonna slow down. I just wanted to state, I'm mostly talking about like the supporting element of Earth Spirit. I'm not talking too much about Earth Spirit as a hero. I'm just talking about like the state of the game and how you want to be playing as a support. If we talk about my item build this game, it's pretty standard stuff, you know. I got my arcane boots. I always make sure that I got like smoke, dust, and wards. Got a wand for the value. Didn't get an urn because Spectre gets urn. And then I just build my standard, hey, what can I build that's not mech to help my team? Because Doom has mech, you know, otherwise I would have probably gotten mech. And I was thinking, well, we don't have enough, like, Spectre's not going to go Radiance, and Venge is kind of like the physical magic. She's got 1 magic damage nuke, and then everything else is just buffing physical damage, reducing armor so that you can do more physical damage. And TA is a lot of physical damage, so I'm like, what goes good with this team that's not super heavy on magic damage? I know, Super Mach, or as I call it, or I call it Super Mach, or Mach. Mach is Medallion of Courage, Super Mach is Solar Crest. But yeah, basically I get a Solar Crest because that's what goes good with this team. And then also, Solar Crest is a really good item. I jump between it being a good item and a bad guy. When it's a good item, it's a really good item. Most of the time, it's usually a bad item though, because it doesn't help you take the objectives that you want to take with it as much as it used to. It used to be like, let's get Solar Crest and take Roshan in 10 seconds, you know, with any team. Now it's kind of like, you know, let's get Solar Crest, but Roshan really doesn't die super quickly to it. So, but I do like Solar Crest. It's just a shadow of its former self. But it's super good if one of your teammates is snowballing out of control, because you give them like 25% evasion, right? I think it's an insane amount of, yeah, you give them 25% evasion and 10 bonus armor. Like, so if one person on your team is standing out, it makes the situation very, very crazy. By the way, let's check that play out again, because I want to talk about this a little bit, this entire team fight, as an Earth Spirit player, because, you know, this is also an Earth Spirit commentary. So we get the silence off, you know, yeah, like, it's Jug, and he's got Oracle ulti on him, but we don't want him to jump. He gets the jump off anyways here, I think, yeah. Gets his jump off, blinks out, dies, Oracle ulti, rip. Then I'm like, alright, time to go. So I kick, stun, Oracle, silence, Oracle, and then I'm looking here, I'm like, alright, Super Mach on the Doom, I got shackled, that sucks. Then I roll in, I place a stone, and then I kick that stone. Godlike plays, Kappa. I'm just kidding, but seriously, let's go over this play right here. Player perspective, I'll show you. This click is my roll. I put a stone, and then when I put the stone in such a way that I would roll into the stone, but I'm already empowering my roll, so it's not going to break that stone. It's just going to put the stone in the position as to where I'm going to be at the end of the roll so that I can kick it. And I did all of that without even looking at my hero. I was looking at the fight. That's the way you want to play your Spirit when it comes to like the how the off-screen roll is good. So we get some damage off on this guy, and I'm like, don't worry, I got my ulti on him. Maybe it'll out-damage him in the fountain. It's a level 2 ulti. It does 75 damage a second. Let's check this free camera. He used himself. I knew he did something bullshitty there. I was like, I got this guy. He's TPing. Oh my god, check that shit out. I would have killed him too, guaranteed. That was the start of the LT too. Darn it. Alright, whatever. That sucks, but you know, live and you learn, I guess. Whatever. So now we take Roche. This is one of the ways that Solar Crest shines. It's not like super beautiful, but like between Howl and Meld, like this Roche is dying really quickly. In fact, let's time. I always time the Roche, but let's time how long it takes me to kill this thing. And then we'll time it afterwards. This is like 31:49, 31:58. So yeah, about 10 seconds. It's a pretty quick Roche. That's Solar Crest, that's Venge, that's TA. And then always just whenever you take Roche, hold Alt and then push the time. What it does is it's not going to do it in spectator mode, but if you hold Alt and you push the time or the clock, it'll say the time of the in-game time so that you guys know. It just says the in-game time so you can record whenever you take Roche. And it's a really good way to do it. Would you say that Doom is a better 3 or 4? I would say Doom is a better 3 myself. I think he's very well suited for the offlane. But I see some people like Puppy make him work in the jungle as like a jungling 4. It depends on what creeps you get, honestly. I know that some people disagree with me though, like Ball. Anyways, so we're gonna take another fight. We're like snowballing and deathballing hardcore right now. We're snowballing off the momentum that we got from Roche and those good fights, and we're deathballing because just because we can, right? Like we're strong right now. Like why not? So we go over here. I put the mock on her. Basically, they both blink forward and do their magic. Their mana spending abilities, and so we see that the ward is right there. So I'm like, oh dude, ping, ping, ping. Then I'm like, oh, this is super easy. I'll just roll into these trees and we'll kill it. So we kill it. That's super good. This ward could have caused problems, but it didn't. So we, kill it. And then I'm like, okay, let's just push more, dude. Why not? We've got. I was even telling my team, I was like, let's man up. I kicked that stone because I'm kind of low on stone, so I want a stone in position for a fight. But I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, dude, we're so strong right now. Like, let's freaking do it, dude. So give her the super mock. She's got Aegis as well. She's got a lot of things that make her really strong right now. We're back off because of the creep wave. Give her the super mock again. I see the Jug is pushing mid. I don't give a fuck. Spectre's got his haunt, so she can go back and deal with him and join the fight. We go in. Pugna dies in like 3 hits. Take this tower. Super mock, super mock, super mock. Always make your TA super invincible. Or Solar Crest, whatever you want to call it. Get the stun on the Jug. Doesn't matter though, we're focusing buildings. Now we're focusing heroes, and now I was like, dude, we're going way too ham. This is how you lose a game real quick. But we didn't, because we're invincible, I guess. It seemed like, that's so much bad. But this seemed like a really ballsy play. Like, if they all bought back here, that'd be terrible. But whatever, they didn't know I buy back, I guess. So we just kept pushing. We took the melee racks top, and we're just gonna let the creeps sort that shit out while we take this mid racks. Focus that melee. I don't even like. It's fun to kill range racks, but they usually just kill themselves because they don't regenerate, and the creep wave is gonna usually take it anyways. So we're focusing on the important objectives. But we didn't take that range racks, and we should have, because that's a lot of gold. And just in general, like it's nice to be able to make sure that the range, like both creeps in a creep wave are dead. So we should have taken that range racks. That was a mistake, definitely. Like, on our way out, we should have taken it. Instead, we just went bottom and, like, fuck, and then we're like, fuck, let's just push this wave instead and just take the Raxes here. I'd say not taking that range Rex was a mistake, but it's not like a hardy mistake that's going to lose us the game or anything crazy like that. So, I got Veil at this point, but honestly, you can get whatever. It doesn't really matter. As you can tell, the game's pretty much over. I know that I said I wouldn't get... I know that I said that Veil this game wasn't, like, a good buy, just because we don't have that much magic damage and the Spectre didn't go Radiance. But honestly, it's not. It's such a good stat-based item that I don't mind getting it. But you'll see, I don't even get to touch my Veil. I could go over here and just grab it from the shop, but who cares? The game's over, guys. It doesn't really matter. If this was a game that mattered, maybe I would have gotten a Blink instead. Veil just isn't... It's a good item for, like, you, but it's only a good item for you, you know? And a little bit of Doom. Spectre doesn't... I mean, she doesn't do all magic damage. She's mostly, like... She's mostly, like, without Radiance, it's kind of like, if you hit me, you're going to take magic damage. But otherwise, Desolate is pure damage, so, yeah. Anyways, that's all I really wanted to show you guys. I hope you guys learned something from that. I'll try to get some more, like, guides out for you guys, for, like, hero guides, you know, well-edited videos that I make in Camtasia and record and crap like that. Like, I record clips for them and, you know, segment them and talk about things in a very brief manner. But honestly, I like doing these things more, just going over replays. I think that they're more educational for the people that want to sit down and take the time to truly learn a hero, as opposed to just watch some 9-minute, you know, sugar sweet edited video that's, you know, super funny or whatever, cringy, whatever, but like it doesn't really have that much educational content because I have to spend so much time editing the video and I have to spend so much time cutting things out that are important, but I can't say it because it's going to make the video too long and it's going to like dilute the point. As opposed to taking this format where I can just talk about a hero for an hour on end, you know, look at certain plays, talk about certain decisions and whatnot. You know, if you want to call this a Purge style video, then you're totally welcome to, because I know Purge does videos in this format and he's, you know, he's certainly welcome to as well. It's kind of what he pioneered. So, yeah, this is the format that I appreciate. But if you guys don't really like this too much, that's totally fine. Just let me know. Either way, I appreciate the feedback, and I appreciate you all. So I'll see you guys later, okay? Do Serena.